can't even hit a classic flip reset. Such is the defensive quality of SMPR. I think if they show the solidity that we saw yesterday against Karmine Corp and other games, they are going to be really tough to beat in any given series. And this one, Stumpy, is going to be no different.
I think this just shows the depth continually in Europe, where we see teams that, you know, I said on the pre-show, anybody who is still in this competition could win it. And I absolutely believe that because of the quality that they have all shown at various points. It just comes down to that consistency. And look at Cash going straight to the air in one of the most beautiful cars I have seen, using that, I believe, the Slurpee decal. It looks fantastic. Everybody really wanting them on Twitter a little while ago over the major. But yeah, I think that when you look towards Misfits, you see Cash as that spearhead, and he can only be facilitated by Arju and Metane. And hopefully, for all their many, many fans, including Jorby, they have figured that one out.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to see two distinct playstyles in this one. It's going to be Misfits trying to get past SMPR with flair and beauty, and SMPR just being as strong as they can possibly be, taking their chances, sharp shooting, but it's a good start for SMPR. There we go. They've had the pressure so far, and it's Cassio that gets the first goal.
I mean, Cassio, looking back through his tournament so far, he's had 76% goal participation, and that one is no different, receiving the pass from Shawset. And just means that he can continue working his way up that scoreboard. And we had big questions about Cassio from yesterday. We were looking at him just making errors that you wouldn't expect anybody at this level to make. At one point, parking sideways in front of Shawset and having one of the greatest own goals we've ever seen in the RLCS occur. If anybody hasn't seen that, I believe it's on the RL Esports Twitter. Please go and look. But he really turned it around. He looked completely different, and I think that is very good for his mentality as well.
Yeah, he's been good down the other end of the pitch as Cassio, getting involved with the finishes, being the man that they need to put the ball home. SMPR Esports, and if he can keep doing that, he'll be doing well. But the player that I was watching on my free cam was Exotic, and he is looking like a difference maker right now for SMPR. If they do lack creativity, it's Exotic that changes that. He is so brave. He wants to be everywhere on the pitch. Look at him now, pre-jumping Shawset despite Arju coming in. He plays with no fear, and as they start to figure each other out, it's going to be so effective. There he is as we talk about him, 2-0.
And we were really hyping up those pre-jumps from SMPR yesterday as well. The chance that was created because of that a few steps ago led to Exotic being able to beat out that defender and secure the second goal for SMPR. And their speed and their accuracy and just the entire read of the game, it doesn't just come down to one player doing that. It comes down to having then somebody behind and waiting. In case that pre-jump goes awry, they can then hang out behind and then just catch it on the floor and go for the B plan that would have come out of the attacker.
Ooh, Metane almost helped Shawset on his way and got the Misfits defense in all sorts of trouble with that bump on Shawset, but it didn't do too much damage for them, but they do still find themselves 2 goals down right now to Misfits. Arju needs to get a touch here. It's a lovely doink into the sky where Metane is just waiting. He has Cash beneath him. Can he find him at all? Shawset showing such pace. He has been very quick to the skies as Shawset in these times that we've seen this new version of SMPR. I was going to fall for Cassio, but I have been impressed with Shawset, I've got to say.
Yeah, he's also been very adept on the ground. We saw him yesterday. And he was doing a great job dribbling, and Metane, when he takes to the skies, the speed that he can achieve, receiving the pass from Cash over the top of 2 defenders, up with so many car lengths between him and the second man coming to challenge, slicing that 2-goal lead in half and shutting down the entire conversation surrounding Shawset.
Looking like a close series, which is what we all anticipated. 2-1 there after that Misfits goal, and they're going again. Here's Cash with the ball. Arju's in the center this time. Cash does go solo, can't quite force the angle. And Arju wants to try and chase that one past Exotic, but Exotic, the merchant of chaos, makes Arju's job as difficult as possible until Metane steams in. Wants to get it over the top of Cassio, who stayed all the way back. Did well as well to get it over the top of another player. Both of them taken out, so we have a 2v2 for a few seconds or so until Shawset booms it, ends the attack, and we have a little bit of parity for a second.
Yeah, a bit of a scary touch coming in on that defense. Just hits the ceiling. Exotic can take full advantage. No goal coming out, and Cash missing with 0 boost. Doesn't lead to too many issues, though, as Arju can make his way down the midfield. Exotic to challenge Metane, who takes to the skies. And over the second, can a touch come in from Cash? No, Shawset is able to intercept just in the nick of time. Only 90 seconds left, and the push from Misfits is continuing and becomes scarier each time, but they do need a goal.
Yeah, well, SMPR is so effective when they have a lead. That's even a 1-goal lead. When they have the 2-1, you'd never expect them to lose it, but Misfits have cut it in half. Arju's going to beat Shawset by an absolute mile here, but Cassio had got the read, sends them back. It seems that we're falling into a bit of a shape in this first game of Misfits trying to come forward and SMPR sending them home as soon as they can. RG's 50-50 versus Exotic is very good, but so too is Cassio's touch. Many and Shortset getting each other's way. You don't expect that from those guys. Matane with the quick shot. Exotic saw it coming. Good defending. RG wants to get the flip reset, but can't. And another double commit from SMPR. So now with 50 seconds, they're starting to become a little bit stretched.
Yeah, good lead, though, coming out. Sorry, a good opportunity coming out from the back of the defense. But Cassio on that open net continues to strike and continues to score. Yesterday, he was shooting at 50%. He scored 18 out of 36 shots that he took. And that is just more that he is adding. 2 goals, 2 shots in this inaugural game.
As soon as the ball falls to Cassio, you just know he's going to put it in that top corner. So difficult to defend against if he can just find himself in a little bit of space. Needs to use his teammates as much as possible, does Cassio. And SMPR, they are absolutely playing as a team. That is the fundamentally important thing in Rocket League, but mechanics are not important, and Matane shows why.
A 2-goal lead for SMPR just does not seem to be lasting long as Misfits again scoring, but they still trail by 1. The final 30 seconds is where they need to be putting on a push, because bear in mind, this is still a best of 5. It's day 2, but we're still rocking the best of 5s, no best of 7s. It's a little bit later on when we look up at the uppers. Exotic to challenge once with Shortset taking it slow. 30 boost down for the dunk. Can Matane get anything on this?
Lovely idea there from Matane to get the flip reset to give himself a little bit of pace off the floor, but they've overcommitted. Could that be the end? Matane sends it a little bit high. Cassio surely can finish it. That's his hat trick, and that's the end of game 1.
Cash rocking his head back as well, just knowing that an issue came in, knowing that there was an avoidable problem, but realistically, they needed to push. They needed to try and get a goal. There was 12 seconds left, and losing a game by 1 or 2, it does not matter.
I feel like Cash reacting so emotively isn't too much of a worry for Misfits fans.
He's always been like that.
Exactly. He loves to play with his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's his thing. When you look back at when they were competing historically and you see his camera, he is the one shouting. He is the one fist pumping. And then in the moments of defeat, he is the one head in hands. And as you say perfectly, he wears his heart on his sleeve. But SMPR, they are the ones going to be taking game number 1. And if they win, bear in mind, that will be securing them, Cole, which position?
Oh, top 1.
Oh, very close. Top 6. Top 6, but decent effort.
Yeah, closer than before. Cheers, mate, for setting me up for that. But no, this is what we want to see from SMPR Esports. It was a very SMPR performance, but there were periods in the center where they were actually having sustained pressure. They were taking control. And when back in the RLCS they rose to prominence as top blokes, that's what they did. They just somehow kept that ball in their opponent's half, would not relent on that squeeze, and eventually they'd find themselves a goal. So starting to discover their identity again a little bit, SMPR.
Yeah, certainly. I think that when you look at how SMPR like to play, occasionally it comes down to, with this new team at least, Exotic really wants to be trying to cause as much nuisance as he can. He goes with awkward touches. He does a lot of unquantifiable behavior, and so you won't see him statistically being very impressive. It's what, when I was looking earlier, I was surprised because everyone was saying, Exotic, yes, they were SMPR. He looked amazing. He did, but then you look at the stats, and he was not up there. Instead, it was Cassio. But when he has a bit of an open net to score on and a touch more boost than the defender, he will be getting a goal.
Yeah, not just a speed merchant. Exotic, he waited, then he pounced right when Matane was attracted into the center there to try and do battle with Exotic. So another great start for SMPR and another assist from Cassio. I mean, you know, he didn't intend for it to be an assist. It was just a kickoff, but the statistics will tell you that Cassio is so important at scoring goals for SMPR Esports.
He really is. Like, Cassio has not even just scoring goals.
Oh, please go in. Oh.
Just on SMPR, is Cassio the one to look at. Shortset sending that central, and with the deftest touch, the ball accelerates and smashes that back orange net of Misfits.
Frame that goal, put it in a picture, and I will hang it up on my wall. That is just absolutely glorious right there from Exotic.
That's
a
your
proper
birthday
highlight play. Please, I would love for that to be a thing. Would it be a GIF or would it be still?
I'm not buying you a GIF.
You're not buying me a gift either, you greedy boy. Aren't you? He's got some boost. Wants to get over the top of Shortset. Here's Matane. He wants to put this one to the center. No, instead he goes solo. Brilliant there from Matane. Lovely goals flying in everywhere.
Really just sweet play from Matane. Catches it nicely on that second touch on the floor with actually one to send it to the floor and then pinches it in. Really well played round the back of SMPR, and just being able to change up that speed where, you know, previously we saw SMPR slow it down a little bit to get a goal, and Misfits then speeding it up with Matane that's how the pace can change hands.
Get me a looping MP4 and I will put that up on my wall. It will be a thing of beauty. It's the hall of Rocket League goals that I'm going to have.
It just sounds like I'm buying you 2 tablets and you're playing a video. I don't get this.
Casio versus Arju, and Arju a huge win on the 50-50. Exotic once again has his team 2-1 up for the second time in a row in this series. It worked out so well for SMPR the last time they were in the lead. Exotic to the ceiling he wants to go, but Cash closes him down, and Misfits are starting to look a little bit stretched defensively. SMPR are beginning to look a lot more like their final form as Exotic comes in, could make it 3. It's onto the backboard. There's more chaos in the Misfits defense. All 3 of them on their own goal line, Stumpy. They survived, but it's not ideal.
I mean, it took 3 of them, and then the clear, thankfully, was good for Misfits. Was able to get it past the halfway line with just a massive punt downfield. Toe punting it purely to safety. Exotic chance to go up. Cassie on the left-hand side waiting, lurking. The Spinneroonie coming in, but nothing falling from it, unfortunately. Season 1 vibes. Exotic now sending that to the right-hand wall. Arju tries to catch out Casio. Isn't able to, and the second touch is there for him. Another block from Exotic and 100 boost. Still outsped by Cash. And Arju just able to shoot on a net. And Casio, we say how good he is offensively, but his defense has looked brilliant.
Oh, but the pressure is still on, though, from Misfits. They're really winding up some shots here. Good touch from Cash. Wants to get the dunk on Chaussette, but that's brilliance from Chaussette to get past a couple of them. Might backfire, though. Arju can redirect at home, but he hits the post. Cash is arriving now into the top corner. He goes. And finally, Misfits have their equalizer.
It took so long. It felt like it was in a brand new game. Instead, that assist, that pass from Arju off the post, and Cash can send it authoritatively into the top right corner. Now they are drawn, and Misfits in a better position than they have been compared to the previous game.
Casio up against Cash. Cash is going to win that one, but it's Chaussette that it falls to, so more good pressure from SMPR. Chaussette goes high. He's been so effective with his dribbles. Yet again, what a save from Cash. Casio arrives. Can he put it away? No, Matane this time with the save. So many shots, so many saves. 4 goals already. It could be a 5th right here, but it's more chaos in defense for Misfits. They get away with it, and Cash can air dribble it away.
A good few chances coming in for SMPR to regain that lead exactly as they will want to, but Misfits holding out incredibly strong, racking up more saves with every second that goes past. In the midfield, though, Arju to the floor. A double commit from Exotic. Sorry, and Chaussette again. Seeing those deja vu plays from yesterday, and they are not the ones that you want to be remembering.
Yeah, that's when you can sense that this is still a new team, but Exotic doing some really good work to take out Cash. Matane just has to make sure he doesn't get bumped here or dunked or anything of the sort. Does well to do so, and this one's going to fall to Arju if he can get past Exotic. Exotic just causing so much chaos every time. You never know what this player is going to do. Whereas you have a bit more by the numbers in Chaussette and Casio. Chaussette could pass this ball into the center here and send it to the backboard. I think that was the wrong decision. I think that could have been a decent incisive hit into the center. But as it stands, the game remains 2-2. And 1 minute and 20 seconds left. This one is going so quick, Stum, because of all these chances. Almost another one there.
It's so end-to-end. It's Casio this time wanting to smash around that orange net, but sure set to challenge Matane. Does force him to flick, and Exotic is able to come in. That really good first man, second man play, and nearly Casio with a chance for the shot that stays into the corner. Arju not there for the second, however. Cash the speed. Keep that ball away. The fake low, but nobody on Misfits able to take the shot, and so Exotic will slow it down completely, flicks it left of Matane, right of Cash, and Arju is stuck in the middle.
That's the second time that Exotic has tempted Matane to attack the ball and then just knocked it past him as soon as he drove forward. I feel like Matane is going to have nightmares about Exotic when he goes to bed tonight, unless they can win this series. Cash, one touch than the other. Exotic, he was already up. Chaussette, we're getting late into the game now. Next goal could be the winner, and in the way this one's going, could come any second at all. Casio wants to take on Cash. Doesn't want him to clear too long. It's a good dunk from him, but Arju with the reflexive dodge back down the other end. Will there be one more chance?
Certainly hoping so. The final 10 seconds ticking down on Aquadome. Chaussette pinching in the corner, and overtime looming if this does not come. Arju gets the flip reset, tries past Cash, up for the double. The shot comes in, but it's just high. Cash so devastatingly close yet again.
Always at 0 seconds. The game just seems to open up. That was no different. Now we're in overtime, though, and Shorset has an air dribble. Cassio is arriving. Can he get another goal? No, what a save from Arju. Cassio was on target as ever, but Arju was ready for it, and now Arju sees the job away, beating Cassio to the ball the second time.
I really thought that was in. The fact that they managed to save that one away until a double commit from Shorset and Exotic, but Cassio's brilliant positioning, it means that will not mean too much. Cash to the center. Matane sees an open net, sees a shot opportunity, and he sees goal.
What a goal that is from Matane in a game that's been absolutely filled with them. That one was no worse than the ones we saw earlier. A beautiful redirect there from Matane. Gets Misfits back in the series. I think that's my favorite game of the day so far. That was just fun from every player.
1-1 secured for Misfits on a chance where I really felt like SMPR were going to be getting a goal any second. Matane rocking up over 730 points with only 4 shots, 3 saves, and 2 goals. That means that he was everywhere else on that pitch. He was making off-ball plays, trying to, move it around and get it into decent positions. And just those skimming touches for 2 of the goals that we saw, beauty.
I'm just enjoying watching this replay package. Even the saves there, the reflexes, the reads, the predictions in defense right there. And then down the other end, Matane, after Arju had saved Misfits' bacon, that's just perfection. In overtime as well, with the pressure on. That is why we all love watching Rocket League Esports, goals like that. I'm just happy. I'm just happy right now, Stumpy. That was just,
SMPR won't be. SMPR have just given up one of the games that theoretically we look at and say, well, maybe they should have taken that one home. Misfits fought back and they were able to just shut them down as often as they like. And it's now falling to them to regain control of this series as they really started to yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like SMPR played Misfits' game there. They're not the sort of team, it seems, that want to shoot out, although maybe as they become more used to each other, they'll be more than happy to play that sort of toe-to-toe play style. So perhaps that is the new version of SMPR that we're going to see. But as it stands, it's 1-1 in the series, and it's balanced incredibly delicately as Matane comes in. She'll set in the corner. Where's this ball ending up? It's towards Arju. He's got a flip reset. Then he's got a pass towards Cash. And Cassio had to track it and see it away. Arju's got beaten there. It's a risky turn from him. Matane is going to be all alone. All he can do is get some height on the ball. So they're still going for these expansive plays. Arju's going to beat Cassio, but put it wide. Cash is coming in. And it finds its way home.
Really nice play to continue that pressure on as well. Arju beating out Cassio, and Cash with one opportunity to go for that shot. It's actually helped in by one of the defenders. It gives it a lot of speed, and that is a good chance for Misfits. They've taken the lead when they had the opportunity. They've had 2 shots, 1 goal. Pretty good.
Yeah, this is definitely another sort of series that you'd expect Misfits to be able to see away, where there are just goals flying in everywhere. I'm curious if a SMPR change and go a little bit more defensive or just keep trying to match Misfits the way they play. Here they come again. Here's Cash. He's on the back foot. Oh my goodness, please go in. Oh, wow. What was that touch from Cash?
Making magic. No matter where he is, pinching that down and backwards. And then Arju to secure it. I don't care that it says that that's Cash's assist. That is his goal through and through.
If Cash's assist was too long ago so the replay didn't show it, then I would have been having stern words with Psyonix, saying make a patch so that goal can be seen when it goes in. That was ridiculous from Cash.
The angle just to work out from the backboard and then pinch it back behind him as well. That ingenuity is unique. You never see that. You do not see that in this game. I can think of no other goal that I would compare that to.
It makes me think of Devo's backboard goal, unique. It makes me think of Kronovi's in-and-out goal, unique. That was just one of those moments that we'll look back on in a long time. Sure. Wow. All right, let's get back to it. It's 2-0 to Misfits. Ultimately, that's all that matters. As Arju sets up Cash, it could be 3. Matane spins around the ball. Misfits have to keep this momentum going, and my goodness, do they look up for doing just that.
Such a well-earned lead so far. Good, just mechanically outplaying SMPR. With that long shot, it will just be Cash able to receive, and when he feels it, that man is going to be doing everything in his power to clip on you and post it on Twitter a little bit later on.
It's just there. He's in the sky. He's got a flip reset of his own. He wants to get past Matane, goes for the dunk instead. Lovely idea from Shorset. Didn't quite work out, and now Matane can show Shorset how it's done with a flip reset of his own. Which goes towards Cash, the real danger man. What can he conjure up? Nobody has any idea. Probably not even him. There's 2 Semper defenders on the goal line just trying to keep that man out of trouble.
Yeah, seeing Cash go in the sky with boost and the ball. Scary place to be, but now he finds himself on the backboard, receiving a shot from Exotic, actually, where it was yet another skimmer. Just picking up so much speed at such a tight angle. If you get that wrong, you just kill the ball, and it just drops pathetically in front of you. But Casio seeing Exotic there to receive the pass, and Matane saving it away. Not even teamwork can dig Semper out of this 2-goal hole.
Misfits' goal line defense is starting to look like some of the best in Europe. They just cannot be beaten, even if they have no angle on the ball, even if they're directly underneath it with no momentum. They time their pre-jumps, they read their opponent's shooting so well. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's making Semper's best asset, their finishing, so much weaker when the goalkeeping is that good.
90 seconds, and Casio needing to get a goal. So opposite of what we saw in game number 1, but Cash turning it on, tries to spin it round, does actually get credited with a shot there, and Exotic with the save. Matane gonna skim that towards the net. It's just those two. Just seeing that, you know, there's a couple of flip reset battles going on, but then Exotic and Matane both seeing the ball and thinking, yeah, I can get a lovely angle here.
Huge dunk as well there from Matane. Just sends Semper all the way back. Haven't got too much time. They need a couple of goals as well. It's going to start getting frustrating for them. Casio uses all of his boost in that corner, and Misfits, to their credit, they haven't continued to attack when they've had that 2-goal lead, because they know all they need is one chance.
All they need is one chance, and all they need is Arju. The air dribble, then assisted by Exotic touching him, and gets 82 miles per hour with an air dribble. Unbelievable speed. 3-0 heading into the final minute.
It's awesome, and it's just art from Arju right there. Having the ball balanced on his car after the flip as well. What a performance from Misfits, but Semper get themselves back into the conversation, and they still have time.
Yeah, with just 2 goals separating them now, Casio able to get quite a nice angle, and Shorset getting the bump on Matane. Shutting down that keeper may well be vital heading forwards.
Need a huge push now from SMPR Esports. Need a big kickoff as well. Shorset's going for it up against Matane. They've lost it. Matane has got nobody to pass to, though, and he'll just head all the way back and try and pick up some boost as Casio goes over the top. Exotic is there. This could be 2-3. It's hit the crossbar, though. Casio wants to bump Matane, who just stays grounded. Good play from him. Shorset has one flip reset, gets it into the top corner, but 3 Misfits players combine to send the ball away yet again.
It felt like he was in the air for 45 minutes and just trying to bide his time to get any shot out. An amazing timing on that flip reset with very little boost too. It does not lead to a goal though, and the quality that you need to get past the defensive Misfits is growing by the second. Another great pass coming in, this one finding top corner, and Arju just keeps poaching every opportunity that he can and earns himself another hat-trick.
It was a good save from Shorset before, but unfortunately for him, the ball just ballooning onto that post where Arju, as you say, Stumpy, gets his 3rd goal of the game. What a performance from him it's been. That goal he scored was beautiful. Were it not for Cash's weird reverse earlier on, we might be talking about that one as the goal of the match so far. But they won't care too much. Arju certainly won't care too much, because his team are 1 game away from taking this series with style.
Yeah, and that will bring them into the top 6. What a brilliant position to find themselves. They would have to play against, as we've said before, the loser of the upper round match, which is BDS versus Vitality. That will be on a little bit later, so you can watch that. It's the El Clasico of old.
Yeah, what a series that's going to be. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Redosan in Vitality and, Seiko for BDS. Some interesting changes there, but we're going to stay right here for now, of course. You can see it all on this main broadcast. It is incredibly French right now. Stumpy, can we just talk about that goal that we saw? Can we reminisce about it? Because it blew my mind.
It's the vision that Cash has to go for that. I'm sure he wanted to just maybe kill it in place, maybe get it somewhere towards the goal. The fact that he could jump off, flip into the ball, pinch it high above the defender, and then it was only just about saved out then for Arju to sink it.
Here it is. Look at that touch.
Can we run that one more time?
Oh, he's asking for...
no,
we can't, Stumpy. You asked for too much. Look, they put it on for us to see. You have to be ready at moments like this, Stumpy. Cash would have been ready. That's all I'm saying.
Cash was ready. Cash clearly was ready. So it is now on Utopia. As you said, Cole, previously, Misfits leading the series 2-1. SMPR trying to drag us, kicking and screaming into a game 5, and Misfits wanting to close it out in just 4.
Oh, Exotic. He gets a dribble over one, but Matane managed to get there in time. And like, we're talking a lot about Misfits now after that game, but I have really liked the version of SMPR that I've seen. They've still had that ability to defend, you know, and grind out a win, but they're showing so much more vision themselves, especially Exotic. You know, he is the key for that. So I don't want to take anything away from SMPR right now, and I would love to see a 5th game. Yeah,
for sure. SMPR have been very controlling in the game when they are given, you know, the boost and a little bit of space to go with. But I think something that Misfits doing so well is shutting that down almost entirely at times. They will then, you know, go for the pre-jumps that we praised SMPR for so much yesterday. And I think the SMPR are struggling to deal with that, especially when you look at the goal difference in that previous game. 4-1 it ended up being.
Exotic wants to get an attack going here for SMPR. Just waits, bides his time though, try and attempt a Misfits player in. The Misfits player does come in, it's Matane. And then the second man is beaten as well, so Arju is left all alone. Chaussette. Oh, I wondered if he'd try and take out Arju there. In the end, he didn't do either. It's a mistake from Chaussette, and Arju gets the easy goal.
They all count for 1. There's a good touch around the side, and Chaussette does get demoed out of the way. But still, it was a missed rotation from him. He was still not going to get back regardless, then considering the fact that I think it was Cassio who came in quite close. So I think regardless, that was still an error. That goal would have happened anyway because Cassio was not in a position to save. Matane able to go for a 1v1. Oh, look at the waiting from Cash and the save from Exotic. I thought it was clear from Cash, but Exotic saw that coming.
Oh, Castillo couldn't quite get the angle. Exotic is arriving, tries to just roll it home. Matane and Arju, they're bundling the ball away. Now Matane's going for the musties onto the backboard where Chaussette was just waiting for the ball. Misfits so expansive. Here's Cash. A demo flies in. Matane on Cash. Oh! Cash gets the crossbar. Arju can't quite put it home. All 3 of them battling for that 100 boost in the opposite corner. Misfits have to be a little bit careful here because they just have the potential to get silly if SMPR can hold.
There's so many awesome chances that are coming out there. Look at Cash, fake to go for the pass, and it's still saved out. The dish from Exotic is shut down, sent back to the kitchen. Matane up for the double, instead is not able to get it. Really good boost grab from Chaussette, but then gets removed by Cash. And the game starts to slow down a touch. 1 is removed, 1 is demoed. The midfield is suddenly utilized again, and it doesn't just have to be a matter of blue and orange.
Yeah, SMPR are just going for so many bumps and demos right now. They want to knock Misfits off their stride, which is easier said than done because they are so fast. You try and demo them and you just miss.
Seeing Exotic there having a really good opportunity to catch and go for a 1v1, maybe a 1v2, but just force the defender to come out, and instead he goes for a long shot. I'm not keen on that. Keep it close, Exotic. You've been so good when you've done that previously.
Cash has been so good this entire series. From his back corner, has a pass in the center, which is Matane, or he did, until Chaussette had something to say about that. And now he and Exotic need to be careful. They don't get in each other's way. Cash is flying in. It was always going to be saved, but it does lead to some more pressure. Arju sets up Cash. Sorry, Arju. It wasn't him, it was Matane who got the assist, and what a goal it was.
Cash looping around that ball as Matane sends it to the backboard. Whips in front of Castillo, and to the side of Chaussette, he dodges and has to see it flop into the net. Really nice angle from Cash, able to score the 2nd goal for Misfits, and that's 1 for him, 1 for Arju, and none for SMPR. But Chaussette, he is trying to get 1 as soon as possible.
Cash just gets the ball away. That's going to be good enough for a little while at least. SMPR need to make this happen. They have at least hinted at comebacks before, but not quite been able to make them when Misfits have had so much momentum. Chaussette into the corner. This could be a chance for Cassio into the top corner. A brilliant shot. It has to be, just to give his team a chance of scoring, and there's Exotic.
Went for everything with the initial shot. Cassio saw the top left corner, didn't quite make it in, but that quick, intelligent rotation from Exotic, able to send it very quickly into the middle of the net. Matane nearly able to save it away, but with 90 seconds, it's SMPR only trailing by 1.
You just know that if it was game 1, Cassio wouldn't have gone for his initial shot that much into the top corner. The perfection of Misfits defending on the goal line has made SMPR try to get just so much more accuracy and power on their shots, which is why they may miss more. You know, they have to be more perfect. And they have to be perfect for the next 80 seconds. Chaussette, the pass into the middle was a little bit ahead of Exotic, and Cash can get it away. Chaussette does win there, though. Exotic waits for Arju So it's going to be some Misfits territory, going to be some Misfits easy touches. Arju gets a shot that flashes across the face of goal, and now SMPR come forward.
Final minute, and Arju is left entirely on his own to deal with that, but with nobody from SMPR barreling down, it doesn't really matter. Matane with an awkward touch into the ceiling. Now it's SMPR to go for an attack. Cassio on his own, but missing out on the shot as both the attacking player and the defender end up faking each other. Shortset must leave here.
Lovely.
Exotic able to shoot. It does go wide. 40 seconds. Arju to that left-hand side wall. Cassio, can he get that ball first? No, it's Matane. But the boost field, 2 have been picked up now. Over 200 boost on SMPR. And Cash just chucking his face at that ball. Knows that that is what they fear.
Tried to fake out Shortset, but Shortset was having absolutely none of it. But with 20 seconds left, SMPR need to get hold of this ball. Finally, they have. It's Cassio. He's met in the air by Matane. Exotic versus Matane now. Matane just desperate to touch the ball as much as possible. Cassio can't get that read either. Cash can send it down the wing. Here's Shortset. Cassio's got a demo, and he's got a clean touch on this ball, but he's only got 30 boost. What can he do? He's nowhere near it. Exotic to the side. It's going to hit the angle. This could be dangerous. Shortset, and Shortset at 0 seconds gets the equalizer for SMPR.
That bounce is perfect for him as well. Gets himself in the midfield and then finds that top left corner that was desperate for a Cassio shot earlier on. Everybody on SMPR erupting with joy. That has saved their lives. But it's still a matter of Misfits 1 goal and they will be going through.
It just seemed like this one was starting to fade away from SMPR, but 0-second goals, they can always happen. And the danger of Rocket League is there's no time to wait before the overtime. SMPR have to get straight on with it and get the next goal. A lovely doink from Exotic. Try to tee up Cassio, and now he has another chance as well to do the same. Cassio does turn, wants to get involved. Waiting for Cash's second touch. Shortset's been beaten. Can he get this boost as well? I think Cash has got that boost too. So a massive play there, despite no goal from Misfits. But Shortset have a good touch.
Yeah, it was a good bump on the backboard as well. In case there was a player there for Misfits that wasn't Shortset, and the shot could have come in. An awkward miss from Exotic on that back wall. Leaves the pressure still firmly in the hands of Misfits. Over Exotic, Cassio up to save, but now that net is completely open. That really could have afforded to be on target, Cash.
Shortset, he's got some boost to play with, and he managed to get a beautiful skim on the ball to get it far away. SMPR at this point just want to do exactly that. Make sure the ball is as far away from their goal as possible. Now they can start to turn the screw. Here's Cassio. Wants to get it past Arju and does. Catches in such an awkward position and somehow gets an air dribble with no boost? Question mark.
I do not understand how he's whipped out the goal for that, but the attack still continues for SMPR. It's still Cash on the goal line, able to save it away. The savior of Misfits. Exotic in the sky, though, does nearly manage to get the bump. This has been, yet again, more examples of incredible defense from Misfits. Exotic has to get the save, isn't able to. The bump comes in, nearly into the shot and the goal.
Almost an own pull shot. Now Matane can try and keep it going. He's got Cash behind him. He fakes it out for Cash, and Cash, the MVP of the series, gets the winner for Misfits.
Immediately standing and cheering and letting his entire street know that they were the better team right now. They move through into the top 6.